Imagine it's the end of the 22-23 season, and to end the season, the Premier League have decided to introduce the much conversed idea of a North versus South game. In this experiment, we try out 5 variations of this idea to see which side of the country is the strongest. The teams are based on ratings, not personal opinions. And the idea is, this was held straight after the end of the season, so newly promoted teams are not involved. Relegated teams are, McAllister is back in the South and Maddison is back in the North. Also, Ivan Toney can't play as he's banned, but nobody is injured. 5 variations of the experiment, starting off with number 1. Every team is involved. A minimum of 1 player from each team in the starting 11 and a maximum of 2 players from a team in the whole squad. Early doors, Odegaard let the North know they were in for a battle. Odegaard's tactics clearly didn't work. Salah and Adams combined on the edge before Haaland escaped dunk and found the back of the net, 1-0. The North were controlling the game and Cash had a chance to cross into Haaland, but cut inside, played into Nunez, into Salah who shoots, good save from Neto. Saka then tested Navas from distance, forcing him into his first save of the game. Dunk then played Saka through, who froze, and instead of a simple pass into Zaha, he just chipped the ball like Botman, and the North cleared. Just before half-time, Haaland found some space from distance and shot with a weak foot towards Neto, and oh my god, what was that? Why did Neto just flop? Utter shite from the Bournemouth keeper there. Second half, and Kane had his first sniff of a chance. Shooting from distance on his weaker foot, good save from Navas. A short corner routine led to Son having a go, but his shot was well wide. Son reacted by Fleming on the floor in anger, bit much, but okay. Ben Mee flicked the ball over Salah's head, and the liner was not a fan of Flair and penalised him. Depth in full force here, Adams off, KDB on. Not what you want to see as a southern softie. Kane managed to get a header off from a cross, but it was a comfortable save for Navas. With around 10 minutes to go, Bruno G played in Haaland. Dunk and Mee just ran into each other, resulting in an easy route to goal for Erling. No mistakes, 3-0, hat-trick hero. Nothing else really happened, and the North took the first game of the series. Option 2 with the top 5 teams plus 6 on the bench. Exactly 3 players from each team, and 3 players from 6 are all on the bench. Early on, Bruno tested Leno, but Burnt pushed a shot wide for a corner. The North passed the ball well in tight areas around the edge of the box. A nice dummy from Salah, Bruno plays Rashford through, and he finishes well. But he's offside, and thank goodness for VAR lines, because I'd never have thought that was off otherwise. Saka and Kane struggled to impose themselves from the first game, and they were struggling again in this one. That was until Kane chipped the ball to Saka, who returned the ball to Kane. His shot, well saved by Martinez. A pretty stale first half was followed by a pretty dull start to the second. Nothing really happened until just past the hour mark. Casemiro teed up Bruno, who shot from distance, saved by Leno. The North brought on Diaz, who if you've seen previous videos, we all know what kind of impact he can have. From the resulting corner, Ruben Diaz won the header, but again, a good save by Leno. The South countered and Henry played Kane down the line, but wasteful again from the disappointing Harrison. Diaz was straight into the thick of it, and linked up with KDB. His shot, once more saved by Leno. Bruno was on for Bruno, and which Bruno do you think is the bigger Bruno? I personally think Bruno. The 2 subs linked up and Haaland was put through. Good chance, but he passed to Salah. Erling was offside anyway. Strange sub this one. Nelson Semedo on for KDB. Perhaps a pet masterclass, or is he having one of his classic overthinking moments? The South had a good chance here, and Saka perhaps could have played McAllister through, but instead he placed to Kane, who sets up Alexis, saved by Martinez. That was the World Cup winning midfielder's last contribution, and on came Brentford's Jensen. From the corner, look who wins the header. It's me. You? No, not me. Ben Mee. Martinez saves and Mee looks gutted.
Me thinks you do too.
Go away! Final attack of the 90, way past the allotted time. Haaland tees up Casemiro, who winds up a thunder bastard. Great save by Leno. Into extra time we went. The first attack came from the South, as Kane played a 1-2 with Jensen, and Harry finished well to make it 1-0 to the South. Controversially, going straight to previous Nemesis manager Arteta and celebrating with him. Some balls on that kid. It was half-time and the North needed a goal. If only they had a certain world-class centre mid on the pitch, rather than a bottom half of the league right back pulling the strings. Honestly, nothing happened in the second half. Literally nothing. And the South won. On to the next variation. Option 3 is the top 3 teams. 6 players from each team and a minimum of 3 starting from each of them. The first 15 minutes of the game were boring, then Partey decided to clatter Shaw to spice things up. Yellow card. Could that ignite the game into action? Well, suddenly Saka had space to run into and Odegaard found him. Saka then just stopped running, turned around and they kept going back. Oh, for fuck! Almiron showed his first bit of quality as he drove at the defence, linking up with Rashford. Into Bruno, back to Almiron, pass into the underlapping Shaw, into Rashford, sets up Haaland. What a goal that is. Lovely team goal. Haaland again showing his ruthlessness, and the team are showing their passion. Nothing happened for the remainder of the half, until Haaland went on one of his powerful direct runs, bulldozing his way through the Southern defence, into the box, and ooh, off the bar. That was half time. The North were on course to get back in front of the series. The South didn't even manage a single shot in the first half, and I could see why when they overplay like this. Multiple neat passes, but absolutely zero penetration. Easy now. The South weren't helping themselves, summed up with Porro pinging the ball that Lloris, who panicked and set up Haaland and, love that acrobatic effort there. Walker on for sure, not what Saka wanted to see. The resulting corner, Rashford with a free header, comfortable save for Hugo. Almiron drove at the South defence and Estupiñán with a reckless tackle. The ref reaches for his card, and it's a red! That seems a bit ridiculous. Almiron looks like he's been snapped, but it looks more of a headbutt to the calf than a bad slide. Clearly broken by the headbutt, Sancho replaces the pesky Almiron. The game seemed to heat up a bit, with Kane first tripping up Casemiro off the ball, then Trippier with his strong tackle on Son. With time running out, Sancho picked up the ball and drove towards the Southern defence. Breezing past Højbjerg, he finds Haaland, who was never going to miss. 2-0, game over. 2-1 to the North, meaning they just needed one more win to claim the series. The fourth variation was something a bit different. Youth. Under 23s only. Just the best young players available. Sancho picked up an early yellow card for a naughty little clip on James. There was a lot of misplaced and panicked passes as expected, and the defenders were actually the better performing players. Summed up by Botman bullying Enzo here. Controversy kicked in after 20 minutes as Sancho pulled back Caicedo, and looking like nothing more than a foul, the ref rushed over, showing him a second yellow, and Sancho was off. And he's fuming.
Maybe he is a scapegoat.
I think it was a bit harsh, but what do you think? The South had a bit of a buzz and Enzo timed his run poorly and pretended like it wasn't his fault. Wow, those graphics stink. Things heated up and João Felix was very late on Collins. Decore was the first to test the keeper, but Melia saved. Corner comes in and Reece James with a strong header, but a good reaction save from Melia keeps it out. Starman Haaland was struggling to get in the game. That was until on the stroke of half-time, he picked up the ball in similar range to one of his earlier goals, but a good save from Bazunu to force a corner. At the start of the second half, Saka shot from range, comfortable save for Melia. Foden and Haaland linked up well for the first time, and Foden slotted Erling through. Big chance, but a big save from Gavin prevents Haaland from scoring his 6th in 4. It was a cagey second half and not much happened, until João Felix drove into the northern box and pulled off this worldy cross for an unmarked Caicedo to tap in and give the South a lead. Look what it means to them. Look at the passion. Reece James was allowed to drive far into the northern half and let fire from distance, palmed wide by Melia. Caicedo's reward for the opener was a substitute for his real-life new teammate Gallagher. I have no idea what the foul was here, but James was over the free kick. His effort, well saved by Melia. Running out of time, Nico Williams thought of the genius idea to dribble in his own box for a couple of minutes. Then Collins took his time too, and the young Northern team were made to pay. Full-time, 2-2 Chicken Nando's in the series.
2-2 Chicken Nando.
It comes down to the decider. The final option, nice and simple this variation, literally just the best team available. The game started with intensity, with Ødegaard weaving his way past two big hits from first Haaland and then Casemiro. The first chance of the game came when Haaland passed to Rashford, who shielded off Thiago Silva and fired past Lloris, becoming the first player other than Haaland to score for the Northerners. But it was 1-0 to the North in the decider. Saka had a lively start and showed his true quality with a lovely reverse pass to Son, who shot past Alisson and made it 1-1. The North were showing good patience, and when Bernardo had a chance to slot KDB in, his pass was poor. Salah was quiet for the first half, and when he got his first sight of goal, his shot was easily saved by Hugo. The equally quiet Kane had a chance to get off a shot, but his touch was poor, and Big Verge easily took the ball off him. Evens at half-time, the defenders being the star performers so far. The South started the second half better, and Ødegaard found Kane with space in the box, massive save by Alisson. From the resulting corner, the South went short, and Saka played to Ødegaard, who found Partey. This time, no mistakes. 2-1. They were buzzing, and Saka crunched De Bruyne to show that they were fired up. Never being one to back down from some fire, Robertson gave an equally crunching tackle back to Ødegaard. Bernardo found Haaland on the edge of the box, but his shot was tamed, straight into Lloris's hands. The North were resorting to long-range shots, and the South dealt with it comfortably. Casemiro messed up an easy interception, and Ødegaard was in, but another huge save from Alisson. The danger wasn't gone, but Saka shot over the bar. Haaland had a great chance to play KDB in, but another ball pass led to Koulibaly starting a counter-attack. Ødegaard played Saka in, one-on-one with Alisson, but Alisson again! Unreal stuff from the Brazilian today. A flip reverse in attack, and Salah played Haaland through, but the ball held up, and Erling seemed to panic into an early shot that was flapped away from Lloris. Rashford off, Mahrez on. Could that be the big change needed? 10 minutes to go, corner comes into Haaland, another save from Hugo. They messed the short corner up a bit, but De Bruyne is in a dangerous area for a player of his quality. He shoots, diving save from Lloris. Another short corner, but Ødegaard reads the KDB role, and the South are looking to build their attack. Koulibaly has a brain fart and plays straight into Trent, who passes into Haaland. He sets up Salah, and he is ruthless. 2-2 Chicken Nando's.
2-2 Chicken Nando.
Final attack of the game, and Saka has a chance to play Kane through, but he delays the pass too long, and the chance is gone. Or is it? Ruben passes it straight into Kante, who finds Partey. Into Ødegaard! Save from Alisson. Full time, 2-2. Into extra time we went. Start of extra time, and Robertson played into Mahrez, who was allowed to dribble at the defence and kept going. Past Kante, past Koulibaly. It's far too easy. He's one-on-one with Lloris. Great finish. 3-2. Such poor defending from the South there. Koulibaly is having a stinker. Mahrez is off to celebrate with good old pal Pep. Son then is on the attack and Trent allows him to dribble forward. Son shoots from distance, pushed away from Alisson. Kane then played Saka through, who cut inside and passed to Son, poor pass from him. But he wins it back, Son gets in the way. Reece James turns straight into a defender, but he wins it back. 1-2 with Son, the South overplaying once more. Saliba won the ball off Haaland, played a bit of a stitch pass into Lloris, and oh my god, calm down. Chaos, and the ref sees a foul somewhere. Second half of extra time, and Saka has the ball outside. Cuts inside his defender, but nothing seems to be on. He turns his man again and forces a good save from Alisson at his near post. Corner to the South, Lloris is going up. Pep is shitting himself.
I'm so happy, believe me.
But it's such a poor corner. Son is then penalised for a handball and proceeds to run through a billboard to threaten the North with his magical powers. Final minute of the game, and the ball needs to go forward. Played into Kane, he sets Odegaard, who shoots from distance. Comfortable save for Alisson. And that is that. Game over, series over, the North can take the bragging rights. For now. Which version of the North vs South series do you think should be used in real life? How do you put your socks on in the morning? And what experiment would you like to see next? Like and subscribe if you know how to ride a bike. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the flip-flop.